Greetings everyone, here's Lodric again, and this is the game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my PBEM match against KilRoy. He is the commander of the Allied forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on the new map 27, or version 27. And we have here no modification, so very standard. I continue here some unloading in the Philippine Islands chain. And yeah, sweeping Bataan. Still too many mines. But my troops must walk back to Manila anyway, so there's not really a rush. Nagato and Mutsu were finding here one cargo ship. Nothing really can fight back, so easy picking, sinking. And here's maybe the cruiser was escaping from the engagement I had some days ago with my crew. I mean, there was a cruise engagement between Allied and Japanese forces south of Rangoon. And maybe KilRoy split up his forces, and now here is the light cruiser. And get immediately a heavy hit from a 16 inch or 40 centimeter, and the second one, so, and third. This is super short range, 2000 yards. No way to escape. With this high damage, you can see every shell is a hit from Mutsu. This is maybe the highest. I mean, every shell is hitting, more or less. Nothing is missing. As you can also see that the 14 centimeter shells with the Japanese secondary battleship armament and light cruiser, they don't have the punching power. They really only can hurt destroyers and cargo ships, everything without any armor. But for everything what they have a decent belt armor, even a light cruiser is strong enough to withstand this 14 centimeter. So in this game at least, they are pretty useless. I think I can forward here now because the light cruiser is simply doomed. And I had no chance even to create one shell hit on my own ship. So 36 shells, but maybe here many lighter shells, 25 millimeter. Anyway, the light cruiser is no more. And one of my minesweepers hit a mine in Bataan, so this is active minesweeping, not the usually way. Night bombardments over Palmbang, but nearly no damage. And again, my flak can, at least shut down one of this. Okay, my local minesweeper is going down. And there's a light cargo ship going in or out of Darwin, get intercepted from my rowboat. So this ship is also doomed, sinking. So in this last 1 week, you can say the balance of power in India Ocean is now completely maybe in hand of the Japanese. KilRoy lost one battleship, I think one heavy cruiser and 4 light cruiser plus maybe 4 or 5 destroyers. So I mean there's still something left, but the question is how much. This is now also still near to Ceylon. You can see a Ceylon and here's a other island change. And so this is a protected convoy with 3 destroyers, so they have maybe some more power. or any threat power or potential. The Japanese ship making crossing the T. More or less in this game, this means if you cross the T, you can use all your guns, and the enemy can only use forward-firing guns. So this is if you want, you can check on your ships. You sometimes have this F or S or R or FS, or if it's F, I think for forward, then it can be used in this kind of engagement. If it's not have a F, then I think the gun is silent for this engagement. I mean the cargo ship is not an issue. Both of them will now sink easily. This is normally overkill. I think no real commander will use the 16-inch or 14-15-inch on a cargo ship. For this you normally use your secondary shells. Anyway. So the cargo ship's going down quickly, so that there's now enough time to take care of the escorts. So these are British ships or destroyers, and they have maybe better skills compared to the Americans. But still this 4-inch, 4.7-inch shells, they cannot really hurt a battleship. And would to still take on the cargo ship. Now this is done. So primary tasks is fulfilled. Whatever it was on the ship, if it's troops or supplies, are now on the bottom of the sea. With a little luck I can also take out the enemy destroyers. Or at least hurt them enough to flee back and be in shipyard for some time. This was a heavy hit for the destroyer. If it really makes sense, I don't know how the game calculates this. If a so big shell is really creating a lot of damage on the ship, or simply punch through and only have a hole left. I mean, that kind of hole will be still enough to maybe have major flooding. Yeah, but the British destroyers are escaping here. Still long range hit, 22,000 yards. And even out of 25,000 yards, is still a heavy hit. Okay, so none of the destroyers are immediately killed, but at least one of the destroyers, the Nestor, is heavily damaged and heavy fire and maybe will go down, so the two others can escape. Light damage on my sides. And there were some Hudsons on this cargo ships. This is why KilRoy gives them additional protection for anti-submarine. But against battleships, this is of course too little. So my carriers are also nearby and scouting the seas. Sweep over Singapore, no resistance more. No enemy cap fighters left. Yeah. Some strikes with limited effect. All over China, day by day. Even at 20,000 feet, still the heavy flak of the British are good. If they hit, they may kill most of the time. And the Chinese Air Force bombarding my troops here and soften up the defense. So, but I cannot really do too much here. I hope only simply that my Japanese units holding the town for some more days, that I can bring in some real army to stop this advance. My escort long range cap, killing here some buffaloes and Hudsons over my armies marching on Pegu. So I have here my long range cap. I cannot have everywhere long range cap. It burns through airframes and pilots. And the numbers of Oscars are still so low that I cannot use them everywhere. So this is now my carrier trying to finish off these remaining 2 or 3 destroyers. Yeah, but with torpedoes it's always hard to hit. But if you have enough numbers, then you also create a hit normally. Hit but no explosion. Again. Okay, one more hit. And normally one hit is enough to, So, both destroyers going down. So this whole task force is wiped out. Cargo ships plus escorts, no one is left. And a small mini attack with 3 torpedo bombers going for Colombo. There's one more cargo ship. And luckily I can create the hit. And there's fuel on board. So this is and the next torpedo hit with no explosion. So the amount of not exploding torpedoes are high, and here are hurricanes on board. If the second torpedo would have detonated, then this ship would go down for sure. Now it's only on heavy fire, but not heavy damage. But maybe it's burned down. And you cannot unload your cargo if a ship is on fire. So maybe still this whole cargo is lost for KilRoy. Good, sweep over Batavia. And the Dutch pilots are simply no match for Japanese. So still the afternoon. And here's a carrier strike coming out of the Central Pacific, bombarding here one of my islands, Marshall Islands. It's damaging the port runway, but I think it's an empty base. I'm not so sure if I have some equipment there. And again, hit but no explosion. Luckily the second torpedo. And this tanker is now burning, and this is the end now. And there's a second tanker, oh. So 2 tankers are on fire. Both heavy damage, but a tanker on fire is, I think, impossible to fix. And American submarine near Tokyo. No attack. Good. Now bombardment of with heavy battleships and some light cruisers. So the base is now heavily damaged. And more smaller landings all over the place. Good. So this is now my armored unit getting the division for reinforcement, so I can attack here with more attack power. But looks like, I'm not sure if I really only attack with an armored car again, and this was enough. Anyway, the allied unit just gave up. In San Jose, this is now here the west side, only a base force. Forced to return and going back to the capital of the island. So Nanchang, KilRoy is bombarding with his big army here. Maybe he's waiting for reinforcements. There's still a lot of coming. Or tests the water how strong I am, and you can see that he have much more, 8 times more attack value than my own Japanese. So, and this is even for Japanese, I think, a little hard. And this is clear terrain, if I understand it right. So there's really no no bonus, no benefit for me to holding this location, this hex. Good. So first air losses, 37 to 6. This is mainly heavily related, so I have 2 zeros lost and very other small stuff here, nothing too special. But 18 Hudsons was on board of these cargo ships. They sunk, so you can say that half of the losses for KilRoy are loaded cargo ships. And others are getting intercepted, and there was also this Varos is on the light cruiser, go down. Yeah. I thought there was also a Hurricane. But no, I don't see a Hurricane one. Maybe it was a fog of war and misinformation. Who knows? I lost 2 pilots, okay. And ship sunk. This is all of this fog of war. I lost in total 2 local minesweepers in Bataan today. Okay, not only 1. But I sunk this light cruiser. And this is a better light cruiser with 7,500 tons already. Still, you can see always if it's a single mount, it's now very outdated design. But yeah, not always bad, but yeah. And this is Australian, or these are N-class destroyers. I mean, built by British shipyards, but under the leadership of Australia. These are really good destroyers. They have good punching power, similar to Japanese, I think, ships. You can see they have double mounts, twin mounts, and they are much better for anti-submarine. They have even radar. They only lacking maybe the. I mean, I don't know if you will say lacking the power, but they have 10 tubes for 2 mounts with each 5 torpedoes, so they can fire 10 torpedoes in total. Japanese maybe have often maybe 9 or 12, so a little more in long range. These are not long range torpedoes, but they're okay. So I think these are good destroyers, and it's very balanced. Speed, range, firepower, anti-aircraft. Normally very good. I mean, much better than American destroyers. I mean, the older destroyers at least. Good, sinking them is always fine. Nothing in China here, central. This is still only moving. We had 1 battle here, so this Chinese corps is now finally destroyed. KilRoy will get here more and more reinforcements. Yeah, he built up here a very strong army, and I must finish in this area and in this area with my 2 armies, so that I can later on block him or outmaneuver him. Yeah. But not really much more to say in China. And the march on Pegu is continue. I need to maybe. I'm here on the highway. There was this airstrike, so I dropped down a little. Need maybe 2 more days at least to arrive in Pegu. And I think KilRoy will use the time to fall back to Rangoon. And sooner or later I have also to strike again on Singapore. My forces are still a little tired, but maybe it's okay. Naja, disruption is 11, fatigue is 35, but maybe it's a try to attack again. Air war over Java, victories most of time for my air force, but not always. I think, I don't know. They lost, which guy was, this guy was a sweeping guy. So 1 of my airplanes gets damaged, but I lost no pilot today. Yeah, Philippines is normally over. I only must care of this leftover Manila garrison units. And then no sighting of American forces. I think KilRoy retreated first. Maybe this is then also time for me to retreat. The operations was successful. I take the base. Now I must bring in base force equipment, build up the base, secure everything, and then yeah, go for Tulagi, Luganville, and maybe also New Caledonian. And then mainly maybe for Fiji. We will see how much time and how fast I am. But also KilRoy is back, making a strike against the base, but I empty this base. There was originally some equipment, so I think he's striking for this. There's also a big airfield in the real port. There's still a lot of supplies left. I've had no time to really ship it out. Because I think KilRoy already bombarded this, so the port is still destroyed, and yeah. What is left is the supplies I want normally. I always ship them slowly out, but if KilRoy is coming non-stop, I cannot really ship here too much. We will see what is happening here. At least one carrier, I would say. Maybe more is waiting in the big ocean somewhere. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.